This pro-life scientist was vilified for saying his research shouldn't be used to kill people. This video will show you the incredible contrast between the attitude of Jerome Lejeune, the discoverer of the Down syndrome, trisomy 21, genetic anomaly, and that of the Adventist Church that profited from this birth defect. Make sure you watch the video till the end. As you can probably guess, Lejeune, the father of modern genetics, expressed his hope that his discovery of the genetic cause of Down syndrome would not lead to the killing of such children. His fear was met with disappointment, and Adventists did participate in the tragic results of this scientific discovery. Lejeune learned that Down syndrome, trisomy 21, is caused by a chromosomal anomaly, a third copy, the tri in trisomy, of the 21st chromosome. His discovery of the genetic cause of Down syndrome led to his being called the father of modern genetics. Deeply pro-life in his convictions, Lejeune later decried the use of his research to target those with the condition and eventually suffered for speaking out. According to the Lejeune Foundation, Jerome Lejeune was confronted with the struggles experienced by intellectually disabled children and their families at a very early age. Because medicine was powerless to help these children, Jerome Lejeune decided to dedicate his life to them. When he was growing up, a child with Down syndrome was thought to be the result of a mother having the sexually transmitted infection syphilis, leading some women and families to abandon or institutionalize their children due to public shame. Lejeune's discovery of Down syndrome's cause led at first to incredible professional success. The complete list of commendations, recognitions, honors, and awards he received would fill a small book, and included receipt of the Kennedy Prize from President John F. Kennedy himself in 1962. Several years later, a new chair of fundamental genetics was created at the University of Paris specifically for Lejeune. But Lejeune was destined to fall from public favor, even forfeiting a chance at the Nobel Prize for his accomplishments. He learned in the late 1960s that his discovery was being used to target children with Down syndrome in the womb via genetic testing and then promotion of abortion. This deeply disturbed and distressed Lejeune, whose opposition to abortion, eugenics, and embryonic stem cell research was motivated not by ideological reasons, but by his affirmation of a scientific truth about the reality of the human embryo. And what did the Adventist Church do to alleviate this problem? Nothing. And to complicate the tragedy, the Church embraced elective abortion a decade later for the sake of dirty profit. This got so bad that one of our LLU graduates, created over 20 abortion clinics, became a millionaire, and shared some of his ill-gotten wealth with the Church. In return, the Church honored him as a great benefactor at a General Conference World Session. Likewise, LSU and LLU recognized him as an ambassador for his generous philanthropic donations to Adventist educational institutions. A lifelong devout Catholic whose religious convictions were supported by the results of his professional work, Lejeune was unequivocally clear in an award acceptance speech he gave in America, stating, "The temptation to kill by abortion these small people afflicted with disease is contrary to moral law, and genetics confirms this conclusion. This moral law is not arbitrary." Think about this, a Catholic physician defending the right to life of Down syndrome children, white Adventists stuffing their pockets with the profit from the violation of God's holy law that forbids the killing of innocent human beings. Elsewhere, he said, again and again we see this absolute misconception of trying to defeat a disease by eliminating the patient. It's ridiculous to stand beside a patient and solemnly say, "Who is this upstart who refuses to be cured? How dare he resist our art? Let's get rid of him." Medicine becomes mad science when it attacks the patient instead of fighting the disease. Common sense indicates that killing a patient for which there is no cure is not the right way of fighting disease. Down syndrome individuals have the same right to life as the rest of the population. This the Adventist leaders do not recognize. Notice how Richard Hart, the LLUH CEO, defended the abortion loophole contained in the new Adventist document on abortion approved by the General Conference Executive Committee on October 16, 2019.
The tough part is the middle ones, in between the two. And there's a few cases of these that, frankly, much of this discussion hangs around. A thing like trisomy 21, a genetic defect to the fetus, which is incompatible with life, and so the baby is going to die at some point, but may not be aborted, die. It's those kind of decisions in the middle that I think we've got to have paragraph 6 for, frankly, and allow the doctor and the mother to make the wisest decision in trying to do that.
The backlash to Lejeune's stance was swift and furious. He became the frequent subject of tax inspections. He was denied salary raises and promotions for the following 17 years. His research laboratory closed due to withdrawal of grants and other funding. At one point, he found the words, "We must kill Professor Lejeune," and his little monsters graffitied on his property. Contrast the fierce opposition and financial loss Dr. Jerome Lejeune was subjected to by the pro-abortion defenders due to his defense of Down syndrome's right to life with the honors and financial benefits enjoyed by Dr. Edward Allred, the greatest abortionist produced by the Adventist denomination. Despite all of this, Lejeune soldiered on, publicly advocating for the dignity and value of all human life. He said, "We need to be clear. The quality of a civilization can be measured by the respect it has for its weakest members. There is no other criterion." Dr. Lejeune sought a cure for Down syndrome up until his death from cancer in 1994. If the quality of a civilization is measured by the way its weakest members are treated, then what performance grade should we assign to the Adventist Church with respect to its treatment of Down syndrome children? Adventists claim to have the last message of hope for the perishing world. Should we not bow down with contrition for the damage we have done to God's cause on earth? Like Daniel of old, should we not confess our sin and ask for forgiveness? To access the original article I have been quoting from, stop the video and copy the internet link. You can also copy the title of the article and Google it for access. Please, share this video with your friends. And watch the videos listed below. And post your comments below.